Let us start here with Salon from Plutarch's Lives, translated by John Dryden, revised by Arthur Hugh Clough. Didymus, the grammarian, in his answer to Asclepiadus concerning Salon's tables of law, mentions a passage of one Philocles, who states that Salon's father's name was Euphorion, contrary to the opinion of all others who have written concerning him, for they generally agree that he was the son of Exegesidus, a man of moderate wealth and power in the city, but of a most noble stock, being descended from Codrus, his mother, as Heraclides Ponticus affirms, was cousin to Pisistratus's mother, and the two at first were great friends, partly because they were akin, and partly because of Pisistratus's noble qualities and beauty. And they say Salon loved him, and that is the reason, I suppose, that when afterwards they differed about the government, their enmity never produced any hot and violent passion. They remembered their old kindness and retained, still in its embers, living the strong fire of their love and dear affection, for that Salon was not proof against beauty, nor of courage to stand up to passion and meet it, hand to hand as in the ring. We may conjecture by his poems, and one of his laws, in which there are practices forbidding to slaves, which he would appear therefore to recommend to freemen. Pisistratus, it is said, was similarly attached to one Carmus. He it was who dedicated the figure of love in the academy, where the runners in the sacred torch race light their torches. Salon, as Hermippus writes, when his father had ruined his estate in doing benefits and kindness to other men, though he had friends enough that were willing to contribute to his relief, yet was ashamed to be beholden to others, since he was descended from a family who were accustomed to do kindness rather than to receive them, and therefore applied himself to merchandise in his youth, though others assure us that he travelled rather than to get learning and experience than to make money. It is certain that he was a lover of knowledge, and when he was old he would say that he each day grew older and learnt something new, and yet no admirer of riches, esteeming as equally wealthy the man who had both gold and silver in his hand, horses and mules and acres of wheat land, and him whose all is decent food to eat, clothes to his back, and shoes upon his feet, and a young wife and child, since so 'twill be, and no more years than will with that agree. And in another place, wealth I would have, but wealth by wrong procure I would not. Justice, even if slow, is sure. And it is perfectly possible for a good man and a statesman, without being solicitous for superfluities, to show some concern for competent necessaries. In his time, as Hesiod says, work was a shame to none, nor was distinction made with respect to trade, but merchandise was a noble calling, which brought home the good things which the barbarous nations enjoyed, was the occasion of friendship with their kings, and a great source of experience. Some merchants have built great cities, as Praxis, the founder of Massilia, to whom the Gauls near the Rhone were much attached. Some report also that Thales and Hippocrates, mathematician, traded, and that Plato defrayed the charges of his travels by selling oil